Hey guys, it's Joe with OMNIA Guide, and today we're going to be running through the Lost Chapter for Final Fantasy VI character Kefka, otherwise known as Vagaries of a Fractured Heart, Part 13 on hard mode. And let's run through the team real quick before we begin the quest. We do have Bartz as our first character who's going to be synergized for this event, and this will just make Bartz much stronger than what he already is, which definitely helps a lot. If you do have Bartz, definitely recommend using him as your primary character, helping out with DPS, but also with the battery and the buffing, party buffing as well, with simple mastery. And for our second character, this is my substitute to Kefka, would be very suitable in this position as the debuffer and also the dispeller, which you will definitely need for the final boss, Skull Wizard, that does self buff itself quite a bit. So if you don't get rid of those buffs that it has, it does get very dangerous and makes it very difficult to clear within the allotted time. And for our last character, I do have Quistis, which definitely helps to turn delay, especially that last boss. That it's gonna get very annoying once you give it a lot of turns to give it a lot of moves. And for the target scoreline, I think you're asked to get 170,000 to get the maximum rewards for the event. But I wasn't able to get 270,000 just on this previous run that I did before this recording. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And for my summon, I do have Ifrit at level 29. Wasn't able to get it to level 30 quite yet, but with the summon boards for Bartz and Quistis already done, without Faris being much of a suitable thing, we're gonna try to go with this, hoping to clear this as fast as we can. Gonna try to find a 5-turn Quistis and just making sure all the stuff are correct. Yeah, Mighty Degen Whip, 2-star on both, and attack 108 with another 1-star Degen Whip. That's pretty nice. So I'm gonna go and use this person's Quistis, and gonna have a double Quistis to try to clear this as fast as we can. So let's get right into it. The gist of this Lost Chapter quest is that most of the trash wave is pretty easy to take care of. So you just need to, activate the skills of both Bartz and Faris, one time each, so that they do become master. It's just kind of the niche of the Final Fantasy V characters in this game. For this one, let's go and use Laser Whip. It should be okay. Kill this one, and I can use another Laser Whip, but it will not activate the HP attack, so I'm gonna just use HP attack instead. It's really not gonna matter, just wasting turn here. And let's use Double Hand for Bartz. Should be able to proc that HP attack. 23,000 should be more than good enough to clear this one. And we can use Water Whirl here, but we're gonna save that for wave 2, as it really makes no difference. For wave 2, we can go and start with Faris with her Water Whirl. It won't kill it, but it wouldn't have killed it even if it had the mastered Water Whirl, so it's gonna let that be. And for this one, let's go and use HP attack for Bartz. And for Laser Whip, hoping that it procs the HP attack. Okay, so it kills it right away, so that's a good efficiency for us. And for wave 3, we're gonna try to save a lot of skills here before we do anything, but we can use one missile and get away with that. Let's use Cannon Fire to debuff our Skull Dragon, and we can use Homing Whip now to go and try to get good damage on for Quistis' first turn. 31,000 damage is not bad. And we can use the Inuki naturally. Just gonna get a free turn here. So Bartz will get broken on this turn with the group Darka coming through from the Skull Dragon, but we're not gonna worry too much. Just gonna use Laser Whip. I might not proc the HP damage. Oh, so it does with the 18,000, so that was very nice. Gonna use HP attack with Faris. And with Quistis, gets another Homing Whip. Hoping that it reaches 21,000 just finally. I'd say that's good stuff. 28,000, and with Bartz coming up next, I'm just gonna use Bravery attack because I can pretty much spam Faris is Water Whirl without worrying now, because I'm gonna be subbing Faris out for majority of the last wave, so we can use HP attack with Bartz to finish things off. And for wave 4, just the same. I think we can use a double hand. I don't think it's gonna proc anything. Oh, it does. Okay, so that was a little bit surprising. I think it was right at the tip. For Quistis though, let's see what we can do. Let's just use Brave Attack, because it probably wouldn't have gathered enough anyway. For this one, let's try to use Water Whirl, hoping this kills it off. Okay, just good enough. That was a little bit worrisome. I didn't want to get counter-gazed on that one. But these guys are the real deal. That's the one that you really have to struggle with. And the trick of this boss is that they do have this one move that buffs up like 3 things all at the same time. So they do that when some of their HP is cut off. So you're gonna have to get to that point first. So to do that, just gonna be just trying to shave these guys down slowly but surely. Laser whip. In Faris, you can go and start with 1 cannon fire. Then you're gonna use the second cannon fire to, you know, reactivate those debuffs, but also to, to get rid of the self buffs as well. Okay, for this one, let's go and use just double hand wouldn't proc anything, so I'm gonna use Brave Attack. Okay, and you can use homing whip right now on A. It's a pretty good strategy. Good stuff. 32,000. So Faris is gonna get struck here, but not gonna worry too much. Let's go and use just HP attack with Faris, and you can use double hand with Bartz on this turn. Gets 38,000 damage. Very nice. Quistis will get attacked on this turn, but won't get broken. For this one though, it's a little bit iffy. So I can use Laser Wave. It's not gonna proc the HP damage, most likely. But yeah, we'll just have enough bravery to hold on. And we can pretty much spam Water Whirl from here. Don't have to worry about anything else, as you know, both the mid boss and this late bosses, they are both pretty weak to water. So you want to take advantage of that. So let's use Yunuki now, even though he's going to get broken on the next turn. Not going to worry too much about that. Okay. So we're getting pretty close to when these guys should be activating their self buffs. So we can get there pretty soon. Because what I'm going to do then is going to use another cannon fire. This is it. Yeah, Darkness Falls. So this is when you want to get rid of everything here. I'll use cannon fire once this guy also uses that same skill. I think it should be very close. Yeah. So right now in Faris' turn over here, this is when I'm going to be using the cannon fire, then bringing out Quistis later on. For now, let's just use Brave Attack. Just calm down a bit. And we can use Degen Whip. Starting to do that. Not have to worry too much about that. And we can use Double Hand. You have to focus about, for these bosses, they don't really activate anything when the other dies. So getting one down first, then the other down later is a pretty good strategy. So let's use Cannon Fire now to get rid of all those buffs and to reactivate the debuffs again. And for Quistis, we can use another Homing Whip. And this will bring Faris pretty close. I think we can get one more break on A before we bring out our friend Quistis. There we go. So I'm going to use Yunuki now. Okay. So with Quistis, let's get another Laser Whip in. It might not proc the... It will. Okay, so it will proc the HP attack. So thank goodness for that. So I'm going to bring in my friend Quistis now. Then use Ifrit Summon. Gonna start off with Homing Whip so we can use that again before our friend Quistis does go up, since we only do have 3 Degen Whips. So let's use Homing Whip on the B. That's the one that we want to kill first. Hopefully... Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought that was gonna get it, but it's okay. We will use missile nonetheless. We can use homing whip with our Quistis and be okay with this as well. And we really need to start using the degen whips pretty soon here. We're gonna go and do that with B, and then use it on A next. Let's use missile again. 54,000 damage, that's crazy. Let's do degen whip on A this time. 58,000 with Quistis. Can use another homing whip. Do I want to do that? Sure, let's try it. Let's try if we can kill B before it gets his turn. Because I think Bartz and Quistis should have enough attack to get that done. So 34,000, 38,000. So that kills B. So now we can worry about getting this guy out of here. But we can use another homing whip. We're not going to waste that opportunity with our Quistis. And with our friend Quistis, we can use another degen whip for 2 more turns. So we'll send this guy flying. And we've got 2 more missiles on our Bartz. Gotta utilize that to our fullest. Degen whip with our Quistis. You know, I don't want to use missile again because I feel like it's gonna be a little bit too much of an overkill. Can use another double hand and still get the same amount of damage. Let's use degen whip for our last turn. Get this guy out of here. And we can use homing whip. And it should be good enough to proc another HP attack. Yeah, 36,000. Okay, Bartz with... Can it proc the HP damage with double hand? Yeah, it does. Okay, so 32,000. And this will bring our Faris back in. And basically we're done. HP attack, and that's gonna be it. 53 turns, I believe, is what we used. And 170,000 is what you were supposed to get if you want to receive all the maximum rewards. But you know, this looked a lot easier than it did. I got 260,000, but this is because the bosses never really got their real turns, and the moment they start rolling, it becomes very, very dangerous, and they do a lot of self-buffing and all that. So getting that timing right with the debuffing right at that moment where both of those guys do their real big self-buffing. It's with Faris in my case example, is the one I did it, but with any of your debuffers and also your dispellers, if you can do that at the right timing, then bringing in your friend Quistis, I think this quest should be a lot easier than maybe you would have initially thought. I think if you just leave them alone and just kind of let them be, they do get pretty scary. So you need to keep a watch out for that. So let's look at this real quick, just making sure. So we got 260,000 just now. And yep, that's all you need, 170,000 to get the maximum amount of rewards. So I hope you guys can do that without any problems. And that's gonna do it for me for this video. And hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to subscribe to OMNIA Guide and put a like on this video would be appreciated as well. But be sure to check out any more content that will come out from OMNIA Guide in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.